Homeless, move out of U.S. Capitol. Why Trump wants a federal takeover of Washington explained. President Donald Trump is expected to ramp up efforts to curb crime in the nation's capital on Monday as he threatens a federal takeover of Washington, D.C., all while city officials largely remain deferential to him. The event comes after Trump launched a surge of federal law enforcement in D.C. over the weekend that up to 450 officers were expected to participate in, according to a White House official recording. To CNN, plans called for as many as 130 FBI agents to patrol with D.C. police as part of the increased federal presence, according to a one-person familiar with the plans, which were first reported by The Washington Post. A primary part of their job will be driving around the city, running license plates for stolen vehicles and warrants, a source familiar told CNN. It's not typical for FBI agents to patrol with local police. I am going to make our capital safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out, immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol, Trump said in social media post on Sunday. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. Crime and public safety concerns. Trump has repeatedly cited violent crime, carjackings, and youth violence as justification for federal intervention. He has described the city as totally out of control and one of the most dangerous cities anywhere in the world, despite data showing a significant decline in violent crime and homicides, homelessness and quality of life issues. Trump often points to homeless encampments, graffiti, and overall disorder, especially in high-profile areas, as reasons why D.C. needs stronger oversight. Image of the national capital. Trump emphasizes that foreign dignitaries such as Macron, Starmer, and Xi might witness unsightly scenes like tents on the lawns. He wants the Capitol to reflect law and order and flawless presentation. Trump has alleged rising crime in D.C. But so far this year, overall crime numbers are lower than last year's, according to a preliminary year-to-date crime comparison from D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department, following a similar trend of declining crime rates in major U.S. cities, according to a CNN report. Meanwhile, the local government has largely stayed deferential to the president amid his threats, avoiding the wrath of Trump, who was often at odds with the city during his first term. 5 days after Trump began threatening to take over the city, Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser told MSNBC that D.C. is undergoing a massive spike in crime. She also pointed out that the D.C. National Guard is the president's National Guard and highlighted her shared priorities with Trump, who she said is interested in being in neighborhoods and fighting crime. The Democratic mayor, who abstained from criticizing the president directly during the interview, thanked federal law enforcement agencies who always work cooperatively with us, and we expect that they will again. In his second term, Trump first suggested a federal takeover of the city in February, saying it should be run with law and order. He renewed his focus on crime in D.C. last week after Edward Coreystein, a former Department of Government Efficiency employee, was assaulted in an attempted carjacking. After that incident, Trump told reporters he is considering having his administration take over the Metropolitan Police Department and bringing in the National Guard. The president also said the administration was going to look at overturning D.C. Home Rule, which gives certain congressional powers regarding the governors of the district to local government entities, including the mayor and city council. We have to run D.C. This has to be the best-run place in the country, not the worst-run place in the country, Trump said Wednesday. The Trump administration can take over the D.C. Police Department, which the president has said he's considering, and deploying the National Guard under D.C. Home Rule. The president can take control of the city's police for 48 hours if he determines that special conditions of an emergency nature exist which require the use of the Metropolitan Police Force for federal purposes. He would then have access to any services of the police department that he may deem necessary and appropriate. Trump can retain control for a longer period if he notifies the chairs and ranking members of the congressional committees that handle legislative matters related to Washington, D.C., including the House Committee on Oversight and Reform and the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. Any request of over 30 days must be passed into law. Swipe left for next video. But for Trump to truly have the federal government take over governing of Washington, he would need Congress to pass legislation, something which would be unlikely in a tightly controlled Senate, with CNN.